So it's been a few weeks since I've posted anything. Um, Mostly because there's really nothing to share, nothing new going on, and also because I've been busy with, I got a new puppy, and she's absolutely insane. But anyway, I figured, I'd do a little update, and just share some crap I've been thinking about. So, first things first. Not much has changed. Okay, it's getting better. My anxiety's getting better. But I still have days where I'm like, holy guacamole. What the hell is happening? My chest is just super tight. My stomach is tight. I think I've talked about this before. I'd have to go back and watch. But that that's my I just caught my dog chewing on one of my pillows. So, well, whatever. She's having fun. So anyway, that's like the worst thing that I do to myself with my anxiety is I freak out about my breathing and I pull my stomach in. I make it so tense. It's ridiculous. Oh, I can't stand it. But I obsess over it and I keep doing it and I keep doing it and it keeps happening. So I mean, whatever. But I hate it. I hate it. And that gives me PVCs or PACs, whichever the hell. I think I get them both. But it sucks. What are you gonna do? So anyway, I went and I saw a hypnotherapist a few weeks ago now, and that was interesting because, like, she says, she's talking to me. The lady was cool as hell. She was really cool. But she's talking to me and she's like, okay, let's do the hypno part, okay? Right, whatever, fine. So we do that and she starts saying, focus on your breathing. Yada, yada, yada. Not many people are even aware of their breathing. And I'm like, no, she just done triggered me. She triggered me, seriously. I started to panic. I could deal with it. It wasn't like a crazy panic attack. But my heart rate shot up to about 120, 130, and I was sitting there and I was like trying so hard to like do the hypnotherapy and like get my mind to where it was supposed to be, and it wasn't working. That being said, so it didn't work for me because I couldn't be mindful enough for it. What is this? But, I've heard people say it works for them and they've never had anxiety again. And I think that's freaking awesome. But for me, didn't work. I would try it again but, for how expensive it is, I'll give it a minute. She's chewing. Do you know, like a windowsill, like a bay window where you can crank the window open? She's chewing on the metal handle. You don't care, but I'm telling you because that's what's distracting me. Who does that? Honestly. Okay, anyway, another thing I've been thinking about, I've actually been getting kind of angry about. I'm trying to be rational about it and, whatever. Because I wouldn't think this way about, say, doctors or the medical field. Oh, you know what? I would, but not to the extent that I do with mental health. I'm getting sort of pissed off because I feel like, at least for me, when I have my appointments, it's expensive and it's, to go once a week, it just really adds up, you know what I mean? And I started thinking about how the industry of mental health and how it capitalizes on people's misery, I suppose, like for me, this anxiety is miserable. Luckily for me, I'm in a situation where anxiety for me, anyway, is completely in my head. I make it up, so that sort of prompted me to sort of just kind of say, fuck it. fuck it. I'm just, you're not, this isn't helping me. You listening to me paying you to listen to me is starting to wear on me a little bit. And I don't feel like I'm getting much out of it. And I don't feel, you don't give a shit. This person, and this is not true for every therapist, but it's been true in my case in multiple times. They just I don't know, I feel like it's the weirdest thing. It's like paying for sex because, they're gonna do it, but they don't want to really. They're not into it. I'm trying to make an analogy here, but maybe it's not working. That's how I feel about it. I feel like for me to bare my soul and tell people or someone about my shit and have that to pay, I don't know, it's weird. I don't know. I can't get into it. I'm trying, but I'm just sort of at the point where little things are bothering me, like cutting me short a couple of minutes in my session. I'm like, really? It's this is friggin' so expensive, and I don't know. It's just it shows to me a complete lack of interest, and it's fine. I get it. They just don't. I would have to imagine most people don't actually care, and that's okay. But I don't want to pay for it anymore. So that's where I'm at with that, and so I'm just whatever. I could go on and on about just how weird that is to me. And so I've been doing my own stuff, and I've been saying to myself, shit, man, you're making all this up. All this you're feeling, this tension, this, pulling in, literally, I pull in my stomach. If I relax, I could feel it just, release, but anyway, I'm doing it all to myself. 99% of it is done to myself. There are some things in, the heart palpitations, PVCs, I'm going to get them regardless. Not nearly as often, but I'm going to get them. So, 99% of this is completely in here, in this noggin of mine. So it's that's where I'm at. I'm done with it, really. I've been done with it this whole time, but now when I get them and I get my symptoms, I'm just sort of are you kidding me? Really? No. No. So yeah, this was a complete ramble, train of thought, train of thought sort of video, but it's sort of an update. I'm getting better. By no means am I cured. It's another thing that's interesting to me, and I've been experiencing this personally, where people have cured their anxiety. I think that's great. I'm happy for you, and I believe it probably can happen. For me, 12 years. I've been anxious my whole life. Okay, fine, whatever. But for 12 years, I've had panic attacks or panic disorder, and I've had years in between where I felt fairly good. Great. I would never by any means say I'm cured, and I've been wondering if you can ever be truly cured from anxiety, because I feel like you're just wired a certain way. I could be wrong. I'll have to look into this, but I feel like I'm just wired to be a little bit on edge and to maybe think about things a little differently. I don't know. I just find it interesting when someone says they're cured. Cool. I'm glad. Oh, I hope that you are. But I've never been cured. Maybe I'm doing it all wrong. That's probably what it is. I don't know. I don't even know why I mentioned this. But yeah, the PVCs suck. I'm getting better at ignoring them. Honestly, I started doing this thing where, at the end of the day, I'll be I'll talk to myself. I'll tell my cardiac muscle, you did a good job today. We're still going, and you didn't freak out too much. I don't know. It's silly. Oh, this is a long video, but I wanted to mention something. Something I've been doing that I actually get something out of. I can't explain it. I found this anxiety support group, and it's international, so that's why I'm mentioning it. It's called Recovery International, and they have meetings all throughout the country, at least. But I would imagine more if it's Recovery International. So anyway, what it is it's a support group. These people meet, and once a week. And where I am, they have 2 that are sort of near me, but I only go to 1. And you have a volunteer run it, someone who understands the way the program works and all that stuff, whatever. And they're not a psychiatrist or not a clinician, they're not a social worker or anything like that. They're just someone who's been doing the program for so many years or whatever, and they understand how it works, and they implement it, and they can explain it to you. Anyway, what you do is you go to this meeting, you're given the way the program works, and you meet with people who, from all walks of life, have some sort of problem with what they call temper. And temper can mean anger, anxiety, depression, or anything that's just like unusual mentally that keeps you just like shit mood, shit feeling, just not normal, right? And so it's awesome. And I think I'm going to make a video designated to that, because I go there and we talk, and it's like AA for people with mental problems, honestly. It really is. It's cool. So I'm gonna designate a video solely to that, because this one's getting lengthy, and this is pretty important. I think it's worth sharing. But I'm putting it out there because in the meantime, look it up, see if you have any meetings around you, and give it a try. But anyway, until next time, bye-bye.